Hey boys and girls, it's Mr. Sandoval with the 7th grade video, homework video number 12, and this is looking at some review for our cells final exam that's coming up very soon. So we're just going to go through all the topics just to refresh them in your mind. It's been a while since we started, and so have your journal ready. Make sure you check your Jupyter grades and your folder and your organization. Make sure everything's caught up. Okay, and what I want you to do is take 5 notes, and I want you to write down 5 ideas that you're not super strong with. So don't write down the ideas that you already know really well, but some notes some things that you want to know better or that you need some work on, because the act of thinking about it and writing it helps it get into your brain a little bit stronger. So write down some ideas that you want to study and go back over. And okay, 6 traits of all organisms. This is something that we started with, so you want to know these, right? Cells, DNA, all living organisms use energy, all reproduce, all respond to stimuli, and all grow and develop. So those are the 6 traits of all living things, from bacteria all the way to humans and everywhere in between. Every living thing has these traits. Also, all living organisms have 4 needs, right? Food, water, oxygen, and shelter. Sorry, no video games or chocolate or Monster Energy drinks. They're not on that list. All right, so know those, okay? Remember body organization. Our body has different levels of organization. We start with cells, right? And then when you put cells as a team, they make a tissue. Tissues make organs like the heart or the stomach or the brain, and then organs work together in bigger teams called systems. So CTOS, remember that acronym. Okay, so body organization, again, here's just a model of kind of how our body is put together, starting with cells working all the way up to the whole body. And remember, we have many different types of cells because different cells have different shapes and jobs. That's structure and function. That's one of our cross-cutting concepts. So we have blood cells and heart cells and brain cells and all sorts of different cells that have a different job based on their shape and their size. And the same for plants, you see there. All plants have different types of cells. They have root cells and stem cells and leaf cells and so on. Know your model of an animal cell. Know your main parts of a cell and how they work together. The cell membrane, the mitochondria that makes energy. The nucleus holds the DNA. The cytoplasm is just the filling inside. That's an animal cell. Know a picture of an animal cell when you see it. These are just different variations of an animal cell. And a plant cell, remember, plants have those extra parts. Cell wall and the chloroplast for doing photosynthesis. And that's what makes it green. That's a green part of a cell, and we saw these in the microscope, and you have drawn them as well. And they also have all the other parts too: nucleus, mitochondria, cell membrane, cytoplasm. Okay, and again, look at your notes. You have drawings. You have comparing the 2 different types of cells, and you can see animal cells on top and plant cells on the bottom. So that's a huge thing. So again, taking 5 notes, write down 5 good ideas. Okay. All right. We talked about unicellular organisms like bacteria and protozoans. Remember, protozoans are a lot bigger and they're a lot more complicated. They're like the Tesla to the go-kart of the bacteria. And remember, they have uses, how they help us. And some of them are harmful, but mostly they're not harmful. And they live everywhere, right? Okay. Here's the bacteria on the head of a needle, so it shows you how small they are. And remember, they live everywhere. Bacteria and protozoans, they're inside of us, on the outside of us, they're in plants, they're in the soil, they're in the water, everywhere. Okay, and they're made of one cell, we're made of many cells, so we're called multicellular. They're unicellular. Unicellular, multicellular. Okay, and then we've talked recently about how organisms grow and develop. They make more cells. So we talked about cell reproduction or cell division, cell multiplication, mitosis, right? As you go from a baby all the way up to an adult, you're getting more cells as you grow bigger. Same thing here, getting more cells. And cells, we need cells for healing and for immune system and for growing and for repairing damage. So we're always getting new cells. And remember, all cells come from other cells. 1 cell gives you 2, 2 gives you 4, and so on, till you have trillions of cells. Okay, and we start as one cell. Like you see here, there's a frog, a bunch of egg cells, and they become individual frogs. And same thing here, you have one cell, and it becomes a whole human. Okay. It's pretty amazing that we start as this one cell. There we go. I can never get that right. As an egg cell, and then that becomes us with all of our many different types of cells. And that's called differentiation. Remember, when one cell can become different types of cells with different shapes and sizes and functions. And remember this cycle of mitosis. The cells have to copy the DNA, they have to copy the chromosomes, and then it can divide. The chromosomes in the DNA always has to be duplicated. And remember that every organism has their own number of chromosomes. So we have 46. I think I remember I told you in class, this organism here has 2. It's some sort of ant. There's an ant that has only 2 chromosomes, and that's the only organism I could find with true chromosomes. But this organism has 2. We have 46. Goldfish has 94. Doesn't really matter. It's just a number. Okay. All right. So write your 5 notes. Draw 2 models. I want you to draw 2 pictures with arrows, with labels, showing how something works. That's from all of this body of knowledge and that we've been studying. Okay, so 2 separate models, maybe a cell model and then something like body organization or mitosis, something different. Okay, all right, go get that done. Study. You're going to do great. We're very proud of you. We're having a great year, so let's keep it up. Get that parent signature, and I'll see you in class or around. Bye.